I don't know how we can, in this district, not raise the issue of gentrification. Also take kind of a sociological view of things. And to me, I always think, well, you know, you're talking about neighborhoods that maybe have been neglected for a while, for a long time in a lot of cases. Suddenly people are moving in, fixing stuff up, things are looking up. I think that's a good thing. But to me, the question is, who gets to go along for the ride?
That's one of the biggest problems in the district, and not just our district, I think, you know, citywide, is that, you know, as places get cleaned up and, you know, houses get fixed up, then the whole neighborhood gets more and more expensive. In Park Hill, a lot of the more inexpensive bungalows are the ones that get bought and scraped and then, you know, put up big mansions. So our affordable housing stock, although I don't know how much housing stock we really have that is still affordable, is
zero.
Yeah, is sort of, you know, dwindling. There's the inclusionary housing ordinance, which is helpful. It needs to be a little bit strengthened, because right now it only, you know, if there's over 30 units in a building, then it requires 10%. Well, there's a lot of 29-unit places going in. And
what is that 10%? It's probably out of reach for most people.
Well, it's still, a lot of it's 80% of mean, which, you know, mean is like about 60,000, well, it's 50,000 for a family of 3 right now. So 80% is, you know, so it's still, yeah, kind of unaffordable for a lot of people. And rental units are way up there too. One thing that, so, and also, I'd also like to see that getting channeled to people who are more long-term in working class positions like school teachers and so forth. Right now, a lot of the inclusionary housing stuff goes to people who are like out of college and just aren't making that much right now. But it's not for the people who it really was intended for. And there's some things we can do, like blending, you know, different private industries with public industries to do things like, you know, there's a gentleman in town, Derek Glick, who talks about using RTD and DPS properties in combination with private industries to build different affordable housing and use it for school teachers and RTD people, you know, employees.
The mayor's housing task force not too long ago did an inventory of Denver's housing stock, and there is definitely a housing gap in our community. When only 40% of the folks who work in Denver can actually afford to live in Denver, we know we have a problem. And I think there are many ways that we can address trying to find a balanced mix of price points so that we can promote in our neighborhoods socioeconomic diversity. I think the Hope 6 project down in Curtis Park is a good example of how we can mix those housing stocks. Some have suggested that we encourage employers to provide stipends and other kinds of economic assistance to enable their employees to find affordable housing. Again, focusing on predatory lending and the foreclosure issues is something that we do have to step up as a community and really deal with aggressively. I think we need to expand the capacity of housing programs like Denver's Hope Communities because I do think they're providing very affordable, very good-looking, sturdy housing for a lot of folks, and we need to always give them kudos. In other states, other cities around the country, they are creating and have been for many years housing trust funds. In Chicago, for example, they've created tens of thousands of units of affordable housing using special taxes to fund that. Not increasing your taxes, but again, finding ways to channel some of those taxes related to property to support affordable housing. I think if you've been sort of watching council over the last few months and the issues related to affordable housing, we have to overcome the NIMBY, not in my backyard syndrome in our city, and that's going to take us working together and understanding the needs of folks of different economic levels and ethnic groups and so forth. So there are a lot of creative things we can do. We just have to do them.